Well, I think the most important finding is that faced with an epidemic kind of situation, that this Generation X group of young adults did a very credible job of going to find information, making sense of it, and taking some reasonable judgments about what they ought to do for themselves and for their families. I think it was a good example that this is a generation that knows how to find information when it wants it and how to make sense of it. One of the things we see is a pattern where they are able to combine media use with conversations with friends and family. One of the other things I think is particularly interesting is that we asked them about which sources of information they would really trust information from. And they indeed picked expertise. They chose their own physician, and they chose the National Institutes of Health as being places where they would trust the information a whole lot more than, say, a local newspaper or a local television or a conversation with a friend. Well, this is the second report on a quarterly report basis from a longitudinal study of American youth. We've been following the same young people in this country since 1987, and they represent a large generation of about 80 million people who will govern this country for the next couple of decades. They're going to be major players in politics and business and communities throughout the country. So it's important to know, where they learn things, how they make sense of things. It's not an issue they have to deal with every year, but you can almost bet probably once every decade or so they're going to have problems of this kind. So it's an interesting take on how they've used their science education and their life experiences to deal with somewhat more of a crisis than they've dealt with before.